Hello everyone, welcome to this lecture.
You finish placing your walls and windows. Now it's time to place a roof for your house. Let's go to Roof tool on the Design toolbox, left sidebar of the window, and start with the geometry method single plane, the shortcut. You can switch within G between geometry methods. So, in order to understand what you're gonna do, you can look for the left bottom of the window. It says first node of the roof pivot line. So this will determine the location of the slope. So the I represents the upward pitch position. This will be the top of the roof. And this pan represents that now you are ready to draw the edges of the roof. So I will click the two opposite corners and it places the roof. Let's select the roof. You can see our pivot line, and this part is the top part. This yellow part is the cut section, and you can see hatch 4 below the cut section, and this uncut line represents the overhead lines. You can modify these options by going floor plan and section. You can see hatch and color and the lines. Let's move to the next one. Select again the roof tool. Let's start with the multi-plane roof. And the first construction method is complex roof. Complex roof helps you to draw your own borders. If you make a mistake, you can click the backspace on your keyboard. And when you finish, when you click the point where you start, it will automatically place the roof and calculate the angles and everything for you. It is amazing. But there's an easy way to do it. Let's delete the roof. Let's go back to the multi-plane tool. If you hold down the space bar on the keyboard and go for the edges of the walls, it will show you a preview that how you will have your roof. Just hold down the space bar, continue holding down, and click once. It is that easy. There's another two options for roof, basically. If you hold down the second construction method, you will see hip roof and gable roof. Hold down the second button, choose the first one. Let's start doing this. We will start with the first corner and the second corner. It will create a rectangular hip roof. Let's go for other options. Gable roof. Let's start with the corner, and ArchiCAD show you a preview of how you will have your top point of the roof. Click the other corner, and now you have your roofs. Let's check what we have on the 3D. Nice, we have our roofs, but the positions are wrong. They all placed on the ground floor. You can change on the info bar after selecting the roof, or you can go for options, settings dialog. The shortcut is Ctrl+T, and you can change the home story of the roof here. First floor. When you click OK, it will automatically change. Let's do it for all the roofs quickly. What can we do more in the options? Let's go back. We can change the build up. It's a simple roof, the basic, but if you have a build up, you can change already prepared a composite. Now we have two options, but you can create on the composites. So if it is basic, you can change thickness automatically. Let's say 300. Let's change the material. Instead of concrete roof, we can go for roof plain tile. Change the angle. Let's make it 30. You can change the edge detail. Another part to reach the floor plan and section options. And you can override the surfaces, but we will do it on the later on. I think 30 is too much. Let's make it 15. Good. As you can see, we place the roof on the corners, on the edges of the roof, but it automatically adds offset. So to change this, you can come to your eaves overhang options, and there is a 600. You can make it lower or higher, or even 0. Let's change the edge detail of this roof to the second one. Now we have better detail for it. Let's go back to plan view. Now we move all the roofs to the upper floor, the first floor. It's all showed as an uncut line, and it looks better now. After placing your roof, you can still play with the edges and all the details. If you click this black points and or blue line, when you click, you will see similar options like walls. You can add new points, insert nodes, or offset edges, or add a new polygon. Click add new polygon, and let's add this part too. It is automatically updated, and we can check on 3D. It is good. Now let's add a structure for our roofs. I will pick the most complex geometry. Let's start with this roof. Select the roof, but before placing the structure, I will make it harder. I want to show you something. So click anywhere on the roof. Now let's create a subtraction from our roof. Let's imagine that we have opening here. Now the roof is selected. Go to Design, Roof Extras, Roof Maker, and Roof Wizard. Before clicking here, I want to check the other options, because you can create a trimmer, purlin, rafter, and so many options. So click the Roof Wizard. Now you can see you have several tabs for rafters, beams, purlins, trimmers, and ridges. You can change the width and height. You can change the material, or you can create a rule. For example, distances between rafters. Let's say 700. Do we want extra rafters? No. Slanted? No. And when you are ready, click OK. It says, as a result of last operations, element have been created on position and unseen stories. Click Continue. Let's go to 3D. Now we can see that we have our structures, but I want to see not only on the first floor, but on the also one story down. So I click the floor plan and sections. On the info bar, show on stories. Instead of home story only, I click the home story and one story down. Now, if you go back to the ground floor, you will see your structure. As a result of of my previous move, now we also have structure around the opening, and this is amazing. Let's check on the 3D again. So temporarily I will change this structure of this roof as a glass so that we can see what we have here. So we have our structures, all the connections on the 3D available. It was just a one click. So before ending this lesson, I want to show you one more thing, the important one. As you can see, now we have roof and walls, but they are not connected for these two options. In order to connect and close this gap, select the walls. Let's select all the walls and change the height of the walls. Instead of starting from 0 ground floor to first floor, I will say roof level. So it will be extending over the roof. So now it's time to select both of them, roof and the walls. Click right, connect, trim element to roof and shell. And it will ask you a question, which method do you choose? Use roof and shell from current selection. You can also select different, you can also pick the other options to select afterwards. I will just click the trim and voila, it is ready. Let's try again. We extend our walls, select the walls, and by clicking shift, select the roof, right click anywhere in the selections, go to connect, trim elements to roof and shell. Read the options and trim. That looks good. And you can also edit the roofs on the 3D. Again, if you click the edges, the green lines, blue lines, or the black dots, you can have many options. Or you can make it even a gable roof on the one side and the hip roof on the other side. So it's open for your discovery. It is a simple tool, but you have many options. I hope you like it. And one more thing, what else we can add to our roof? We have structure, we have materials to cover it, and tiles to ridges. So in order to do that, we have an object under the design toolbox. So go double click the object. So in the library, if you go to basic library, special constructions and accessory elements, so you will see downspout, gutter, and ridge tile element. So you can change some of the custom settings. So let's start with making inclination 0. So because we will align to ridges by manually on 3D. So before placing it, so click the middle point of the object, either this side or that side, because we need to align it in center. So, and you don't need to change anything if it is not necessary. So, and click OK. By the way, you can always check the height of the position. So it's on the first floor, so we don't need to extend it, and so 0 is okay. And while placing the tiles, always start from the bottom, so because you can move the top node to up, but you cannot move it down. So, and as you can see, I can rotate it. How did I do it? So if you go to geometry method on the info bar, the second method is the rotated, so I can easily align with my reach. So place the first one, or let's do it here. Place the first one and second one, and don't worry about the extension, we will do it manually. So I will also place one more here, but it won't be aligned on the first floor, so we need to offset it. Let's say 2000 for beginning. We can always move it back. It is ready, so it will be horizontal, so I can easily edit it here. So let's delete it for now. Now we can go to 3D. As you can see, we have 3 tiles. So select one of them. As you can see, we have pink dots on the edges. So we have one more here. It's barely seen, but it's here. Click it. Make sure you have selected the move node. And click the top point. It will extend and align at the same time, so you don't need to extend on the 2D. Repeat the same steps. Make sure you are selecting the perfect position, and it's ready. I'm not gonna do all the edges, but you can try on your own. So I hope that helps on your project.
See you in the next lecture.